Ex's girlfriend expects me to take her kids for a weekend. So some background info that is relevant. My ex is not actually my ex, we've been separated for 9 years now, but we've never actually signed papers for numerous reasons, financial being the biggest one. We've co-parented our son well for those years, and for the past 8 years, we've included my boyfriend in the process. We've been doing quite well at this, and the three of us have established a pretty good relationship too. Years ago, however, my ex got a new girlfriend. Her and I don't get along, mainly on her part, and no, I don't just say this because it's my side. I've always encouraged my son to respect her, and try to get along with her, but he can't stand her, or her 2 daughters. I don't mind her youngest, she's hyper, and bounces off the wall, but she's 8, it's to be expected. The oldest one -11, the same age as my son, however, is she's a BH. She actively ridicules and belittles her little sister, my son, and my daughter, 6. She's rude to me, my ex-in-laws, and even my ex. This girl is absolutely out of control. Background. Out of the way, last weekend was my son's weekend at his father's. However, my ex and his girlfriend had been invited to an adult party. My ex and I were discussing it when he dropped my son off on Wednesday, and he mentioned that it might be easier if we switched weekends around, but he wasn't sure if he could find a babysitter for the 2 girls. So we had to wait and see. I was fine with that, and told him to just keep me informed later. That night his girlfriend sent me a message, saying that since I was taking my son for the weekend, number 1, I could just take the 2 girls and keep them for the weekend too. Before I could even respond to this, she added that she would send them over clothes and some money so we could get pizza. I told her that I wouldn't be taking her girls, that I wasn't taking my son for the weekend, that he lives with me, and his father and I were just switching weekends around, and I certainly wasn't taking her children for the weekend. She sent a message back saying that it was very rude of me to not take her girls, since she took my son every other weekend. Before I could respond, again, she sent another message saying she'd send over $15 for pizza. I told her that she didn't take my son on the weekends, that my son spent the weekends with his father, and reiterated again that I wouldn't be taking her girls. She responded asking what I was doing that I couldn't take the girls. I told her we weren't doing anything, we were just going to have a nice relaxing weekend. She asked why I would ruin her and my ex's weekend by not taking the girls. By this point I was annoyed, and told her that I didn't like her oldest daughter, and she was a brat and she wasn't allowed in my home outside of emergency situations. She responded by saying that I was an awful person, a terrible mother, and I didn't deserve children since I clearly didn't understand parents who just need a break. I ended up blocking her. But like DN edit, wow, firstly thank you for all the awards. I was just griping about my ex's girlfriend, lol. Didn't expect all this. Secondly, while I've tried to respond to a lot of you, as a few general points. 1. I don't know where the girl's bio dad is. Ex's girlfriend is from the West Coast. We live on the East Coast, and I've never felt it my place to ask. 2. She doesn't end up raising my son on the weekends. My ex knows our son isn't a fan, so they typically go fishing, camping, or hiking. My ex loves our son, and spends as much time with him as possible. 3. No, I did not call the 11-year-old a BH to her face, or to her mother's face. I told her mother she was a brat. Yes, if that makes me a terrible person, well, so be it. 4. I have screenshot the pictures of our convo, and I plan on talking to my ex when he picks our son up on Wednesday. I currently haven't heard from either of them, so I guess we'll see if she tries to drop them off tonight at 6 lol and #X200B, edit. Number 2. So I just got off the phone with my ex, who called to ask when I'd agreed to take the kids. Since last he knew that wasn't happening. I sent him screenshots of the conversation, explained that I had never agreed to take either girl, and told him I was quite clear with her on that. He said he was sorry and he'd handle it, and that I'd see him on Wednesday when he picks our son up. Be on the lookout for those kids showing up at your door and her car being gone by the time you answer it. Edit. If possible, try to plan not being home when this situation might occur. Take your son out for the day somewhere and document it on social media. Have those texts saved that explicitly told her you would not be watching her kids, and if they do, I hope you drive them right to the hospital and report them as abandoned. Wahaha, right? I'm sure as a parent yourself, there's no way you would ever understand needing a break. Being sarcastic, seriously, her kids her problem. NTA OP is absolutely right in what she says. Son goes to his father and lives with OP. Stepmom's girls have their own parents and it's stepmom's job to find alternative childcare for her own girls if she wants to go out. In the world of blended families, if everyone enjoyed spending time together, it wouldn't have been unreasonable to have nicely asked if OP could babysit. But that is only if other babysitter fell through, if the girls were familiar with and got on well with OP, and if OP was happy to. But OP wasn't. Stepmom should have but wasn't willing to hear a no. OP quite rightly put her son first, who doesn't enjoy being bullied by the older girl. His home with mom is his space, a safe space away from his step-siblings. OP is clearly a great parent and she puts their son first. I don't think OP was sensitive to call the eldest girl a brat to her mom. The 11-year-old girl may well behave badly at times and be out of control. But it's a harsh word to use and difficult to take back, once said. It would have been better worded it more kindly and focused on oldest girl can act unhappy and angry at times. So OP is uncomfortable being asked to babysit them. To be fair, it looks like OP said that, but stepmom pushed it by refusing to hear OP's no. And that stepmom's railing wound OP up. I wish for OP that she had ended the conversation with "I said no. Don't ask again," and ignoring or blocking after then. Have your ex set her straight on child seeing his dad on weekends. Not GF that you are in no way responsible for her 2 kids. And if she oversteps with the attitude again, there will be a problem. Notice the girlfriend asked and not the ex. I can only surmise that she asked the ex first and he told her absolutely not. But then she did it anyway. Not your job to watch her kids, she should get their father to. My ex knows she can drop my daughter off anytime with me, no problem. I love spending time with her. I think in this case, the ex isn't the problem. It's the girlfriend. It's clear the ex was like, I have to find a babysitter for the girls. The 11-year-old gets her bitchy attitude from the girlfriend. 5 will get you 20. She attempts to drop the girls off anyway, lets them off at the curb and drives away quickly. Not joking. I remember a story in this sub a while ago where that actually happened. The EM drove off as soon as OP opened their front door. I think it was an assumed she can babysit because I've got stuff to do and she want mine kinda thing, where she didn't even give any warning. You need to forward all of that to your son's father and have him explain to her how this works. In short, her choice to be his partner is why she supervises his son who visits his father's home and lives with you. His mother, she needs to understand that if she wants someone to supervise her daughters that live in her home, she needs to hit up their father. Your boyfriend is not their father and you are not their mother. It's very simple. Her response on this also shows me why the son doesn't have a good relationship with her. I think she sees him as a bi-weekend nuisance by mentioning the father takes him this time and the mother takes him back. She almost describes him like a toy or material object that people share and not an actual human being. Edit. Some bad grammar. I was still waking up. Not your clowns, not your circus. That's some unmitigated gall. I would have a talk with your ex. He sounds reasonable. Make sure the conversation includes, you will never take her kids, and she should only contact you in case of emergency. Her kids have their own father. He can take care of them. She is his problem and only his problem. The fact that she thinks your child spending time with their father is some kind of favor to you and not about the kids spending time with their other parent is seriously disturbing here. That's not babysitting. That's being a parent. You really need to talk to your ex about this. Cause it comes across as her thinking that your child is some kind of burden or something. And that isn't a good person to be in a relationship with. She will try to alienate the 2 of them from each other. No wonder the oldest daughter has behavioral issues. This is the woman parenting her. Those poor kids sure have an uphill battle to become happy productive adults if their mom doesn't get a clue. Let me just add the audacity of saying she's gonna give you $15 like she did something. That doesn't even come close to cover the cost of what? A single pizza. Yeah, that'll feed maybe half the kids. Yeah, thanks crazy lady, go pay a babysitter. JFC, feeding your kids is bare minimum with a babysitter. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notification. See you on another video. Bye.